And can you see my screen? Savi, can you hear me? And can you see my screen now?
Yes, yes, I.
Yeah. Okay. So let us start with LSMW. So actually, before we start with LSMW, basically LSMW is Legacy System Migration Workbench. So basically, the SAP has given one tool for uploading the data from legacy systems to SAP system. So basically, most of the cases, this LSMW, we will use it at the time of implementation basically. So all of us, we know that, there is a SAP methodology that we follow. So basically, project preparation, business blueprint, okay, realization, and final preparation, and go live and support. These are the 5 phases in SAP methodology. So once all the configurations are completed, once our entire testing is completed, end-to-end testing, then after that, we will provide training to the core users. And while we are providing training to the core users, so once the training is done, once those people also have tested it in the quality system, and once we get an approval stating that everything is fine from the client, then that is where we will get into the final preparation activity. And in final preparation activity, we will be uploading all the master data and open transaction data mainly. So master data are all the master data. It can be customer master, vendor master, okay, or it can be price masters, it can be GL masters, it can be any other master records which belongs to any other department. So whichever the masters, which consultant is responsible, those consultants will take care of those particular masters. Say for example, if any master is an integration between different modules, then so among the departments, consultants, so PP, SD, MM, QM and things like that, they themselves will coordinate with each other, and they will come up with the solution as to who will require to take care of this, uploading the data into SAP system. So this is about master data upload. So why master data upload? See, when we are in implementation project, so generally after we doing all necessary configurations, so earlier, so they were definitely being used some of the legacy systems to maintain their data in the business, because they nowhere related to SAP earlier. So that is the reason why it is an implementation. Now, so once everything is done, testing is done, they also tested, everything is fine, then that is the cutover activities before we launching the product, or before we doing the go live, so that from that day onwards they can use it. So before they start, say for example, their go live is after 3 days or 5 days, so before they start using it, all their master data, all their open transactions should be there in the system, otherwise they cannot perform. Say for example, if they want to create a sales order, training is done, everything is done. If
So it is directly performing production system, right?
yes, it will be directly done in production system only. So we will have to do it in the
Okay.
production system
So
only.
there is no transport TR through air moving. It
we
directly
can
do in
we can do
production,
it.
right?
So we will see that also. So how to take whatever the LSMW configuration that we do today, so how to take it into transport request number. We have 2 methods. We can take it to the transport request and transport that request to the production system, or we can export that configuration into one file. The same file which you have exported, extracted and kept it in your system can be imported in directly in the production server.
Now how? Through TR only or how?
We have an option through TR. If you want, you can do it by exporting that configurations, LSMW configurations into file, and then you copy
Okay.
file and put it in your system or anywhere, log into production system. From there, again in the production system, you import that particular file, so that all the configurations come in place, and then from there you will execute the files of the master data where you have kept it.
Okay, okay. No, is there any directly can we do the upload in production? That also is possible, right?
Actually, whatever we do, same as how we do the configurations for any business process or master data. In the same way, we also will do the configurations for LSMW.
Okay, okay.
And the way
Then
that
it will.
we transport the configurations of other things, okay,
Okay.
same way this configuration which we have done for LSMW process, that configuration also we will transfer to the production system.
Oh, okay, okay.
And from the
Understood.
production system, they can just choose the file, execute it automatically. All the master data, customer masters, material masters, vendor masters will be created, because all those things will be created perfectly, because we have already tested with the some files with the same format, with what and all the data that they have maintained in the legacy systems. Same, for the same data, we have prepared the template, and in the template only we have
Give me 1 minute.
yeah. Okay, so basically what happens, how we transfer the whatever the configuration activity we will do, entire thing we will do it in the development system. Then how we do the testing for all other things, master data or any business process or something. Same way in the quality system also, what we do is we will try to upload the same format data. Say for example, first thing here is for the functional consultants, first we will have to understand their legacy systems. Say for example, the customer master or material master or vendor master or sales order, if they are creating vendor master, customer master, sales order, what are the fields that they are inputting while doing the transaction in the legacy system? So that we will have to understand. Say for example, customer master, say they are entering the customer name, first name, last, second name they are entering, and then address. And address they are putting all these things, post box number, pin code, so on so on so, and they are entering the building number also, and they are entering the floor number also. So like that, what and all the fields that they are maintaining in the legacy system. And for all those fields in sequence, we will prepare one template first. So after we preparing one template, so based on that particular template, we will fill some test data. And accordingly, we will do the configurations in LSMW. And once those configurations are being done, so then what we do is, then we will try to transport those configurations related to LSMW to quality system. And in the quality system, we will try to upload the file, whatever the file that we have created after the quality, in the quality system. And we will see the exactly the master data have been automatically created or not after executing that file. And if there are any errors or issues, then what we do, we will correct it. And again, we will go back to the development server, we will correct it, and again we will transport it. And then in the quality system, again we will upload the same file, and we will see all the data that is being maintained in that particular file. For each and every line of data, the master data or transaction data is properly created or not. So that we will ensure. So once everything is fine, then the same request number we will transport it to the production server, and the file same with original data, not a test data over there. Over there, we will take all the original data, which means if the vendor, if the client is having 5,800 customers, entire 5,800 customers will be there in one file. And we will execute the LSMW by just choosing that file, execute it automatically. All the vendor masters will be created. Reason, if the same activity should be done manually, it is a lot of time consuming, and there is a chance that the users may commit a lot of mistakes, because it is a data entry repeated activity. So there are more chances that users may do commit mistakes. It is a master data, very sensitive, that mistakes cannot be done. So another thing is, it is a time consuming process. So lakhs and lakhs of entries will be there. So that is the reason the SAP has provided a tool called LSMW, and using that LSMW, you can do the configurations, and you can extract the data from the legacy. Those are also legacy systems, and even any legacy system, if you take, there will be a way to extract the reports. So they can extract, like how SAP has given option to create the reports. In the same way, if they will not be able to get reports, then obviously such a big companies who are ready to implement SAP will not be using such kind of ERP softwares. That is for sure. So when they take most of the times, it will be coming in either notepad, that is flat file, okay, that is a text file, or Excel sheet, or it can be XML file also. So now here, so entire data, so customer master, material master, all these data, they will have to maintain it. So first we will have to understand their legacy system, and we have to see to it, so which are the fields that they are maintaining for each and every master data, transaction data, and there is a readily a field is available or not. That also we will have to look at it in the standard SAP system. So if there is no way, that is where we will have to sit with the technical people, and we have to identify the field or identify the necessary field which may not be using by the client, and that field can be used it for this particular field for whatever the data that needs to be entered, or we need to come up with a new field or not. So most of the cases, whatever the information that clients will be maintaining for the master data and transaction data, so most of the cases, it will fit to the fields that are being available in the standard SAP system. So if not, that is what we are supposed to do that. But we cannot miss anything. So first thing is, we will have to sit with the core users, and we will have to understand, so what and all the fields that you are going to maintain. Can you create one customer master? Can you create one material master? And see, is there, apart from these fields, is there any process, any way, any type of material that you have wherein which you may be maintaining the data apart from these columns fields? So that we will understand clearly. So once we understand that clearly, then we will have to have a discussion with them as to, do you need to have the same customer number in SAP also? Do you need to have same material number also for this particular master data in the SAP system also? So that is where all our number range settings also will come into picture. So at that time, if they say yes, exactly, I want this, say for example, consider your client is DSM, as we discussed with the DSM. So they have maintained the customer masters as number 1, 2, 3, 4, and material masters from 1 lakh, 1 lakh 1, 1 lakh 2. Now they will say, we have maintained numbers like this, but we wish to have DSM as prefix for each and every number. So whatever the data is there, for that, we wish to have the DSM prefix, because our client name, we wish to have that. So at the time, that is those kind of conversions also will be done in LSMW. So when you do those conversions in LSMW system, when it is picking any material master number, before that, it will add DSM. So these are the conversions, and these are the configurations that we do within the LSMW. And say, for example, there is something which they have maintained it for the material master or something. Say, for example, the material type. Okay. So they have put it as some finished goods. So in our SAP system, there is a FERT is the finished goods, a standard material type. Say for example, they say that, okay, FERT, it is very difficult for us. See, all these discussions will happen. So FERT is very difficult for our business users to maintain, or to remember that. You can make it slide very easily. So now you will say, so since you know that it is a finished product, everybody knows it's a common word. Now can we change it? Can we make it, instead of FERT, can we make it FIN? So first 3 letters in the finished word. So it's very easy for them to understand. Now what you do, you will create one material type FIN, and you will keep that. Or else, if for the any finished products which is manufactured by them, okay, and which will be sold to the customers, if they already defined some ID, okay, say, okay, good, GOOD is the one that they have maintained in the legacy system, and they want that product ID as it is GOOD, then what we need to do, since it is a finished product, we have to copy FERT, and we have to create the new material type, that is GOOD. It may go to the material management. I'm just giving an example. Okay, since it is related to material management, is more of this customer master account groups. So 0001, 0002, 0003, 0004 is the normal account groups. So then they will say, no, 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 we don't want that. Just slightly, right away you put it a simple my company name or something. Okay, is it okay for you to put DSM1, DSM2, DSM3? So that time it is easy for them to also remember, and it's like
One question.
yeah.
Uh, uh, through LSMW, these can we do only master data, or can we do open order upload also?
Sorry, can we do
Can
master
we do
data?
only master data, or open order also can upload? I
You can
think
you can
through through BDC we can upload, but LSMW can we upload open order also, right?
yes, yes, yes.
Open sales order.
Yes,
Okay.
yes, you can do that. See, basically what happens, LSMW will look into the field mapping. So it doesn't matter for the LSMW whether it is a master data or transaction data. As long as you are giving the input in the Excel sheet and you are rightly mapping it to the corresponding field, so there is no difference for the LSMW whether it is a master data or transaction data. So basically at a screen level, transaction level, if we want to update the data, so basically what transaction level means, so while we as a users, when we create a master data, customer master, material master, vendor master, we will use the transaction T code, right? Same way LSMW also will do it, but it will do it in the background. How we will enter MM01? Same way, background also LSMW will invoke the T code MM01 and it will choose the industry sector first, like how we will choose it, and it will choose the material type, like how we will choose it, and it will select the views, basic data 1, basic data 2, sales org 1, sales org 2, accounting 1, accounting 2, same way. But how it will choose, that is what the configuration that we have to do in the LSMW. So when we do the configuration, when we ask the system to choose basic data 1 view, then system will choose only basic data 1. That is the configuration that we do. So all these configuration activities, we will do it thoroughly in development system, test it thoroughly so that no hindrances we will face in the production system, and then we will, after thorough testing, and after thorough testing by the client, after their approvals, then only we will transport this particular LSMW configurations that we have done, and then from there they can just maintain the data, whatever the report that they'll take it, extract it, and that file can be given. Now see, customer master, vendor master, the numbers are 1, 2, 3, 4. Now it will prefix DSM1, DSM2, DSM3. Why? Because you have done it configuration in LSMW program, configuration. So you did something, some conversions in such a way that each customer number, each material number you pick from the file and you add DSM, you prefix the DSM. So these are the some of the conversions. And you have done one more conversion, account group. If in they are maintained, say consider they are also maintained as a sold to party 0001, ship to party 0002, but they don't want that now in SAP system. So they have made their mind and they wanted that to be converted to DSM1, DSM2, DSM3. Now you will convert. So wherever the account group is 0001, then that has to become DSM1. Wherever there is an account group 0002, then that has to become triple. So that conversions are the LSMW configurations. So like this, main challenge here is first identify what and all the fields that the client is filling in their legacy system, and prepare a template. It can be text file, it can be Excel, it can be XML file, whichever the file the client is comfortable, and then you give that as an input to the system after doing necessary configurations based on all these requirements taken into the consideration by us according to the client's needs and requirements. Now what we do, first we will create one any master data. So let us create one material master data. So we will start from creation of file also. So we will let me log into SAP and let us create some fields, 4 or 5 fields we will enter, and we will save the material master. and then we will prepare one text file with some 5-10 lines, and we will try to do the process. Now let me log into SAP. Now I'm going to create one material master. So how we will create? MM01. Even LSMW also do the same thing, but in the background. But how it will invoke exactly this, that we will do the configuration. Now we will click on enter. Then see here, I'm going to enter the material number. So now I will enter material number as DSM A001, some material number I am entering. And always when we do the configurations and while we are doing the recording for the LSMW, we should not do the unnecessary clicks and unnecessary corrections, going back again, coming back and things like that. So we have to carefully do it. So now I'll click in the industry sector and I will directly choose. So choosing once aerospace, again going back and again selecting 9 electronics and products, again going back, again selecting this like this. If we do unnecessary transactions, each click, each drag, each drop, each selection will be captured in the configuration, which is not required, unnecessary. So that same thing will get executed for each and every master data. So for that reason, we should be cautious at least only once when we are doing the configuration. Now I am not doing the configuration, so I'm just showing you as to how we will do it. So I will select this food and in related and I'll click on enter. Okay, we have to choose the material, so like this. So we do not want to click on enter. This is an unnecessary activity that I did, so I should be cautiously. So that is what we need to ignore. Now I have to click here and I say FERT. So directly click here and then now you click on enter key and then you select whatever the view that you need to select. Now I'll click on, say before that only we have to do all, deselect all. So like this we have to do. So all these are the some of the things we should be into. So now what I do, I'll say set as default setting. This I will put it as default setting. Now again I'm going to go back and I'm going to create once again. Now see here, /n mm01. Click on enter. Now I'll go here and I'll enter the material number DSM 1122330 and I'm going to click here exactly and I'm going to choose food industry and I'm going to go material type and I'm going to choose exactly FERT and then I'll click on enter. Now consider that among so many views you have to select only one view. Consider, so I'll select only one view and I'll say continue. See, we entered the material number, we entered industry sector, we entered material type, we have chosen basic data, and now I'm going to give the description for this. See, I'm going to give description, that is vitamin D. Vitamin D. And I'm going to enter the unit of measure, say for example PC. And I will choose material type, say for example 0001. I will enter. Now what I do, I will save this material master. Now whenever you take any master data or transaction data into the file, first you have to ensure that with that data, without any issues or errors in the transaction, whether you are successfully able to create and successfully save the master record or transaction record or not. Otherwise, when the same is being done by the system, if any issues comes, then that particular master data will not be updated into the system. Now what you need to do, you click on save. Now see here, according to this data, consider that this is the information which is given to us. Now see, without any hindrance, we were able to create the material master like this manually. We must create this and we must do this, then only we should proceed with the LSMW uploads. Means automatically system will create all the master data like this. Say for example, if you have different material types, for all the different material types, you have to manually create with all necessary data according to the template. So what is there in the template? In the legacy system, what and all the information that they are entering for the finished product is there. Now we have taken only 5 or 6 fields we have taken. So what are those fields? Now same way, this is how when they give it to us, we will come here and we will see to it whether all fields are available or not. If any field is not available, then you have to look after the idle field which you think that you and your team are according to your teams and clients requirements, which all of you will have to take a decision. So say there is some ideal field, that field can be used it or not, so that you have to sit and discuss and then decide. If that any existing field is unable to use for some of the field information, then that is where we have to take a decision whether that field belongs to sales related activity, or it is a procurement related activity, or it is a MRP PP production activity, or it is a quality related it, or it is a warehouse management, or that field belongs to accounting or costing. So based on that, in the respective view, we will have to define, we will have to design the field. So basically, if it is a accounting related, finance FI people will take care of that field implementation. If it is related to SD people will take care of that, and they will have to implement only in the desired place of SD views. Sales are 1, sales are 2, okay, sales general plan data or something like that. So in those views only, they have to look into the reliability of usage of that particular field, and in the respective view it has to be developed. Now this we will have to do it. Now what and all the things, consider that this is the requirement for the business. So what and all the things, so how the template should be prepared. So this is how the template, consider it is a text file. If it is an Excel, if it is something else, how to do it, that we will see. So now consider it is a text file. Now we have to open one text file, and we will have to decide whether when the report is being taken, if it is a text file, then what is the delimiter, whether space will come between two values, whether the colon, two dots will come, or whether comma will come. That has to be decided on the basis of how, when the report is being taken for this material masters from the legacy system which the client is using, what is the delimiter, same delimiter here we have to maintain. Or if the client, if they are okay to convert it into something else in Excel or something, that is also okay for us. It is not necessary that you will have to follow the output exactly as it is as an input to the LSMW. Okay, output of the legacy system exactly you have to use it in the same manner, not required. If they are okay to convert it to Excel and give it to us as an input, then that's okay, that's not a problem for us. What it is their responsibility. Preparing template is our responsibility, because when we create material master in the SAP system, which field should be given as input for the first time, which field should be given later, that we as a SD consultants, we know, because no expert is there in the business, client's business, because they are going to use this maybe after you uploading the data after 3 or 4 or 5 days, because nobody is expert, nobody don't know about it. So for that reason, because maybe they will be entering some accounting data in the initially only for the material which is going to create in the legacy system. But in your SF system, it will come after basic data, after sales data, after classification data, after procurement data, after PP data, that is whatever that MRP 1 2 3 4, then warehouse, then quality, then forecasting, then plan data storage, then accounting, then casting. So now see how do they know that it will come at the last. So that sequence we will have to decide on the basis of we going here and performing the transaction. That is most important. So giving the template is our responsibility, but giving the input fields, which and all the fields that needs to be filled, we also look at it, we will also communicate with them, we will also, after they giving the data, we have to give some ask them some cross questions to make sure that everything is in place, and then you have to rearrange and prepare the template. So when you are creating the material master in SAP, customer master in SAP, vendor master in SAP, how the things are going to happen, which field you should give as an input, like that. First field, first column, second field, second column, third field, third column, while you are creating the master data or transaction data, like this. Now, for instance, if we take the same thing as a consideration, if I go say MM01, first transaction code, anyhow, that doesn't matter. The first input that we are giving is material. Now, what we need to do, we have to prepare a template. Now here, consider it is a text file. So template, material master. Now, you want to have heading here. If you want it, you put the heading. If you don't want it, ignore it. So generally, if it is in Excel, they'll maintain the heading. If it is not in Excel, they'll not maintain the heading. Why? Because here, so you will not see exactly column wise. Some data might be larger, some data might be smaller, so you cannot define that this is exact column. But in Excel, it will be width, everything will be, it's in the form of columns, but there is no column here. Entire is a text. So you cannot say that this is one column, this is one column. So text heading is not required. If heading is there, how to avoid that? If not, heading is not there, how the system should consider from the first line as part of master data, and it has to be created the respective master records. Now, so how the template will be created? So we have to look at it, whatever the data that they have given, we have to see to it, and we have to go here and we have to see, we have to perform trial. First material will come. Now, say for example, give any test data material number. Now I'll say material number A1234. Consider it is a material number. So sample data. This is just a sample data. Okay, A12345. Now I'll say comma, and then what we put industry sector. Now you have to ensure, if they are putting industry sectors, if they are belongs to food industry, they will say FD. But what is the, do you have this particular material type as FD or not? You have to check. If FD is not there, what you have? F. So now you have to communicate with them. So F is okay. So of course they will say okay. So we should not give so much privilege to them. Sometimes some things we ourselves will decide. Okay, and then we will tell, we will show them, see, these are the things, these are the material types we created, and something like that. Then they'll say okay, okay, okay. Now see F. Now you have to say this one is F. So you have an option. Now what you need to do, you have to say minimize. Then you have selected the industry sector. Then after that, what you need to enter? Material type. So consider for now FERT. We will see with other things later. Now this is the one. So why you are using comma? Because delimiter is comma. That is what we have understood after we looking at the legacy system, and after we communicated with the client. Client means core user basically. Now after three things we enter, say I'll enter the same thing for now. Say here, I'll say this, I'll put something here. So I'll click on enter. Now, so okay, no problem. So we need to select how many views you need to select. So many. For now, I'll choose only the basic data and say continue. Now that is also done. Then basic data, you no need to set it, you no need to select it, that will be captured in the recording while we do it. So now after that, what you need to enter? You need to enter the material text. So description of the material. Now I'll say, so vitamin D or vitamin K or whatever. Now what I entered the third field in the sequence while I manually create is the next is vitamin K. So any one material, vitamin K. Now after that, what I'm entering, say I'm entering base unit of measure. I will say piece, PC. Okay, fine. I'm going to enter piece, PC. Now comma. Then what I'm going to enter? I'm going to enter material type. So what I'm going to enter? 0001 I'm entering. Now what I do? I'll go here and I'll put it 0001. Does that mean? So I'm going to create an order. Say save it. So I was successfully created, which means after you doing the configuration, so when you run it, when the system try to create it, there will not be any hindrances. That is the reason why we should manually create with the different criteria and see. Now see here, what do you mean by different criteria? Now see here, I am going to say, for example, they are having other pharmaceutical industry materials also. There are some food related, some pharmaceutical related. Now what I do, I'll see here, I just copy this, and I will say enter and say enter this. Now I'll put this industry sector as pharmaceutical industry. And of course, material number you cannot give same. If you give same, what will happen? So of course, there is a material already exist, then system cannot create, right? So now see here, I'm give if I give the same material number, what will happen? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, A. If I give the same thing, what system says? Already material exists, right? Yeah. Click on enter. What it is telling? How it is creating? Okay, the industry sector is different, that is the reason. Okay, fine, no problem. Okay, now see here, you have to create one material using some other industry, say pharmaceutical industry, P. Click on enter, then select. So if it is the same industry, you select it, or if it is something else, you have to select it, something else. Say for example, I'll select something, say HAWA means trading material. You purchase it, you sell it to somebody else. That's it. You don't need to process anything. Purchase it for 100 rupees, sell it somebody else to 110 rupees or 20 rupees. Now that is the HAWA trading product. Now I just click on enter. See, system is showing a warning message. Now you will have to see the material type, finished product, and industry sector so and so copied from so and so. Why it is showing? Copied from the master record. So now system is saying, since this material is already there, it is trying to copy. So such kind of things we will have to avoid. Say E, click on enter. Now see, it is showing like this. Now what you do? Okay, 1 second. Say close it, and I'll go and give HAWA. So when you are doing the recording, you should not do all these things, going back, coming back. This is, I'm doing the practice. I'm not doing the configuration. I'm just verifying whether everything is proper in place or not. Click on enter, then click on enter. Now see, so I can create it. Now what I do, I'll put this material number something 6. I will put it 6, and this is the pharmaceutical product, okay, or food industry or anything is okay. Now this one I'll put, so the product is say some ABC antibiotic, or I'll put something antibiotic only. Okay, now I'll go here, I'll select this, I'll say continue, and then I'll give the antibiotic, and I'll give this as some other. You can give it if you want, you can give some other thing. Now see here, you can give if some other unit if you want to, but you have to ensure that those units are available. Those units are available. So kg. Now I put here kg, whatever the unit that you have. So that is how we as a functional consultants, we are responsible in when it comes to master data, we are responsible to define the new entries for each and every field according to the client's needs and requirement. Say for example, sales officers, how many sales officers are there in that particular field? Sales groups, how many sales groups are there? So all those entries will come for the fields only, right? So all those things we have to ensure that all those things are available. Now material group also, if you have to use it, it has to be there in this particular list. Say 001 is also there. Now I will use here 001. Like this we will have to do the manually process. So that doesn't mean that everything you have to test like this, only one. So pharmaceutical one, then you have to ensure that that particular entry is available in the corresponding fields. That's it. So now, so your finished products is over, your HAWA products is over. Now say save it. See, like this you will have to create and see. Sample product, say for example AEM, click on enter. Now click on enter. See, you can create a sample product also. Like this you will have to create, and you have to first prepare the template. Now consider that these are the fields. Maybe in real time there will be 100, 120, 85, 155, something like that. For now let us try to take these things. Now consider that I'll take, okay, this is the HAWA material, HAW. This is a test data. This is not a real data. Real data will be uploaded in the production data. So, but here we have to do the test data. Now see here, I'll put here material type as see, I'll see which is not there, that I will choose it here. See, because if any data is invalid data, that has to be failed, that also we have to check. So this is the negative. I'll see from beginning what and all are the material types that are there. Sorry, our first doing, I'll take this industry sector. Now see here, in the industry sector, after 4 8 is there, 5 6 7 is not there. Now I will take 7 and then I will take 8 also. Now see here, I'll take for this 7. So it should get failed because there is no entry available for this. How the system can choose it and create a master data? So it must be failed. Now I'll say copy this and I'll put one more data for this. So of course the material number should be unique. That is the basic thing that we should look into. So whenever they take the report, obviously the numbers will be unique only in the legacy system also. So 48, right? Now this one I'll make it as 8, but industry sector 8 is available but 7 is not available, so this has to get failed. Now see here, I'm going to copy the same thing here. So this is a material number, I'll put some other material number, vitamin D, and this one I'll say vitamin B, B2, and see here, I'm going to copy this and I'm going to paste it here, and I'll make this to 9 because always material numbers should be different. Food industry, and I'll make this as ROH, raw material, and this is vitamin B12 and it is piece 0001. Okay, now see here, then what I'm going to do, I'm going to copy this one and I'm going to change it to something where the material type is not available. Now see here, do you have any material type with ABC? AEM is there, ABF is there, waste, but ABC is not there. Now I'm going to put material type as ABC. This is our testing, ABC, whether ABC will come or it will not come. Now what I do, see how many wrong data we are providing. This 7, third record is wrong data, and 4 5 6, third and sixth data is wrong data. Now what I do, I'll just copy these things, 4 things, say copy, say enter, and put it like this. Now again the ninth data is wrong, 3 6 and 9. See here, this is the third one, this is wrong data, and sixth one, this ABC, this is wrong data. Here industry sector is, there is not available in the industry sector field, and if we see the sixth one, the material type is not available for this because ABC material type is not available. And again if you go, I'll maintain here 5 because 5 6 7 all these things are not there for the industry sector. Now see here, of course we have to have a unique material number, otherwise it will not work out. So 49, I'll make this as 50 and I'll make it as 51. So we have 3 records with the wrong data. So for that, system should not create the master data. Why? Because there is no possibility. Now we have to verify like that also. Now this should be failed and it has to show in the report. This should be failed, it has to show in the report, and this also should be failed. Why? Because industry sector 5 is not there. We have 4, next 8. Now this is how we will have to do the positive as well as negative sections like this. If they are having, okay, 50,000 or 5,000 or 7,000, they have to prepare like this. But template, which field should be entered first, next what, next what, next what, this template must be prepared by us. Then they will have to fill it and they have to give that information to us, and while they are filling the information, then we have to provide the we have to do the necessary configuration and then we have to look into it. Yes, any questions?
Just for Excel, we need we need to heading. It's mandatory, or without heading we can prepare the file.
Generally, if it is an Excel, then definitely, people will show the heading. Why? Because in the column, see here, if you put column, then it cannot be identified, right? So for that reason, text file it will not be there. If it is an Excel, 99.999% they will put the heading, and that row will be ignored for creating the master data. How that will be done, that also we will see in the configuration. We can ignore first row if it is an Excel, and we will choose the tabular format for Excel because it is in the data will be in the form of tabular format. And for this, we will use the delimiter as comma. If it was space, then we will use delimiter or space, so that wherever there is a space, then the data will be splitted into two different fields. So now, since we have maintained as part of comma, so every comma system should identify and it has to split these data in the form of delimiter comma, and it has to pick. So once this first field is filled, then there is a comma, then it has to consider that the next value which comes should be an input for the second field. After comma, again next the input should be for the material type. After this, it is the next screen description. Like that, the delimiter we will have to choose in the configuration when we do the LSMW configuration. Now this is our file. Now what we do, we will save it in the desktop, and we will, after doing the configuration, we will run the same thing. So before that, we have to ensure that in the SAP system, you should be able to create the same master data manually without any errors or issues. Now we will put it as test data, and I'll put it in the desktop and save it. So this file we have created, this is the first step. While we have given this information to them, at that time we will proceed and we will do the configurations in LSMW. Now that tool to access, we have a T code called LSMW. Now before we get into the tool, let us look into the notes also for some time, 5 minutes. Then we will see to it. So this notes also you will be getting along with the recording. Now let me open the LSMW notes. So now we got to know that through LSMW, it is a tool which is provided by SAP company for uploading the master data and open transaction data. So BDC, batch data communication, through that also you can do it, but generally BDC will be used for uploading the data directly to the database tables. And LSMW you will use it if the same process to be done at transaction level. So how we did it now? In the same way LSMW will perform. If you, instead of that, if you directly would want to upload the data in the database tables, say for example VBAK, VBAP, VBEP. See, generally when we will go for LSMW, say for example, if you want to maintain any entries in the standard tables, material master tables, MARA, MVKE, MARD, MARC, MBEW. So all these things, customer master, KNA1, KNB1, KNVV, VBAK, VBAP, VBEP, LIKP, LIPS, all these standard tables, if you want to maintain the records, then always it is recommended to use LSMW because it has to go through the transaction level, so that the validations also will happen at field level. So you also can ensure that all necessary entries have been created in the SAP system for the respective fields. What if they have given you the details for creating the sales officers, which are 70, you have created only 69? Then if you directly place the data, sometimes it may directly update the data with 70 also, but is that sales office is there in the interface? No. There is no drop down option for choosing that because you haven't created. So that is the reason always in the standard database tables we will to upload any transactions which will in return update those information in the standard database tables. At the time it is always preferable to go for LSMW. Sometimes BAPI also will be used, okay, BDC also will be used, but that is okay. So the same activity can be done by that. So but at a transaction level, to make sure that everything is in place, it is recommended to go for that. Now if this is recommended, then when BDC, say for example, there is some custom tables which are created for the business. Custom tables means what? We know very well. So if the customer tables, some data has to be uploaded, you use BDC. Why? Because you will be maintaining the data using SM30. So in SM30, you directly enter in the fields only. So there is no criteria controls or whatever it is. Ensure the data is correct, then directly upload it into the database. Why? It is not a transaction. It is different screens, different views, nothing as such. So in such cases, it is recommended to go with the BDC, batch data communication. Now say SM30. So if any custom table is given, that custom table Z or some table, whatever the table, so they will go here, maintain, some fields will come, they'll Excel somebody, they'll copy and paste it here. So same thing you can do it in directly, you can upload it into the database. So that is where any custom tables generally in the projects, if any custom table uploads, they'll go for BDC, so that directly in the database they can update thousands, lakhs of files that are available in the custom tables.
So for LSMW, it's not possible to upload custom table.
For LSMW, it is not recommended for the custom tables basically. So again,
Okay.
it refers to the fields only. Again, there also, even those fields also under
Okay.
SM30 also. If you click on maintenance, you will get a list of fields. Again, that is also this. Why? Because the BDC is more effective and it can upload even faster than the LSMW. So for that reason, you can go for that. So it is
Okay.
not that you cannot use it. You can use it again.
So only for standard we need to go for a LSMW.
Yeah, it
It's
is
recommended.
recommended. Yes, to go for this one, so that if any
Okay.
configurations are there, any fields entries is to be developed and by mistake if it is missed, that also will be recorded. Why? Because when it was trying to create it at the time, when the entry will not be available in the drop down, then system will fail. So that record will get failed. That particular master data or transaction data will not be updated. So at the time, you can see to it what is the reason behind it, and then so you can easily identify that okay, this is a miss in the entry for the field. So then you can go ahead and create it. So it's a validation is also happening, which is very good. So this we will not do in the production, in the testing only we have to do that, so that any missing, see, because they might be given, you may, I mean, we will put in Excel sheet, we will say copy paste, so last entry it is escaped, so then again at that time, so we may miss, we may overlook at it. So such kind of things also can be recognized if we go for this. That is the only idea about it. Now, so now file is ready. Now we have to start with the configuration. Let us look at it. See, LSMW, you can go, you have an option through batch input method, okay, and direct input method, and through IDOC also you can do, and through BAPI also you can do. So a BAPI program can be created and it can be given as an input, and through that BAPI also you can process through LSMW. Now for this we need a technical person, because BAPI is a program which needs to be developed according to needs and requirements. And through IDOC, of course, we have to have the systems in place, so that interface and all those systems, everything, so that we cannot see the result. Now direct input method and batch input method. Now what we do, we will see the batch input method. So batch input method is the one which we are discussing, that is MM01. So batches 5,000 once, 10,000 material masters once, 25,000 customer master once, as a batch, upload the file and automatically system will create all those master data or open transaction data. So that is batch inputs method, and this is what we are doing. And direct means it is what it refers to the direct database table. So that is basically BDC. So even for direct input method also, we should have the technical people required, help is required for creating the program. So this batch input method we can do by our own. So now let us go with the batch input method process. So every process there are different steps. If you go to LSMW, the same notes is also being given, LSMW. So let us go and see one by one. Now let me put this, okay, test data or material master data. Is it opened? Okay. So SAP is ideal. Now see here, let us do the step by step, and we will see that. Now the tool, LSMW tool, to access it, we have a T code also, LSMW. And here just say continue, and then here first we have to give the project name, sub project name and object name. So why it is required, that I will tell you later. Now say project name, I'll put it as DSM. Okay, project 1 is the project name. Now what I do, I just click on enter. Okay, system is telling that no project exists with the name, so of course it will not be there. Now what we do, so let me put as hyphen also here for DSM project 01. So now I'll click on enter. So there is no project which we have created with this name. Now we need to create it. So for that we have to go to the application toolbar and click on create. Then system will ask for the description of the project. So DSM material master data uploads. So like this, when the business users are seeing, it can be easily identified that okay, this is material master data uploads, LSMW TCO, TR, transport request number, or file, like that they can easily identify. So we will give the desired description, whatever it is that we will give it. Now say continue. Now then again system is asking to enter the sub project. So now under sub project I'll put, say, same only, so DSM so and so, I'll put it and I'll enter SUB. Okay, I'll remove this SUB sub, okay, 01, sub 01. Okay, sub project PROJ sub project 01. Now what I do, I give the description. So say for example, anything we can give. So I'll give the same thing also, not a problem. So DSM material master something, say I'll give the same thing also. You can give whichever you want it. Again click on enter. Then again the project, so again object, say here, click here. So now I'll put it as DSM object 01 OBJ object, basically to identify it as an object. So object, what is this object? I'll put it as material master data. Okay, now I say continue. These are the three names and descriptions will be given. Say continue. Then it has been taken. So now what we need to do, we have to click on enter and see. After that system has taken us to the steps which we need to fill it. First what we need to do, we have to maintain the object attributes. What is the first step? These are the different steps which we need to do. So now we have to maintain the object attributes. Object attributes means which is the method that you are following for the material master uploads through this project. Now what we do, select the radio button and click on execute. So there we have to maintain the attributes for this particular object, whatever the object that we have created just now. Say create it. Now see, always when we execute it, always this LSMW screens will be in a display mode. So what we need to do, we have to go to the change mode to do any of the changes in the screen. Now for that, what we need to do, we have the toggle button here. So display to change to display, just click here, then you will go to the change mode. Now here we should decide what is the method that we are going to use for uploading the material master data. Now, as we already discussed, we are going with the batch input recording. Now see here, say batch input recording. Now here you give the recording name. What you need to give? Name of the recording. So I will put it as MMREC recording 01. So material masters recording 01. So after you choosing the desired radio button, and then after giving the recording name, then you have to click on this icon, which is hill view icon, basically recordings overview icon. So click on this, then system will take you to the next screen, and here what you need to do, you have to create it. So once you come to this screen, then you just click on create recording. So why? Because the same thing what we did it manually, the same thing we must record it, so that system will remember which are the fields that you will enter it, same fields it will remember, and it will keep it as one structure, and whenever you give a file as an input, it will try to fill in those fields. So that is the reason why we should recording, so that system will recognize and it will remember, okay, which and all the fields that you are looking at to enter the data, it will keep remembering, and then when you give the file as an input, then system will try to take the data, read the data from the input file, and it will put it in the corresponding file based on the delimiter and all those things that you have specified. Now see here, create recording. So now again it is asking a recording. So what was the recording name that I have given? Did you remember? MMREC or 01 I have given?
Yes.
Okay, 01.
Double amount.
Yeah, fine. So here, say we will put it as material master screen recording. So then what we do, so it is the user who are creating. So my user ID, it is coming, that's okay. Say continue. Then see, system is tell me which transaction. If you do it master data, or if you do the transaction data for the system, it doesn't matter. So whichever the T code that you put it, that T code system will invoke. That's it. Now what is the T code that we are using? MM01. Now what I do, I'll click on continue. I'll click on continue. As soon as we click on continue, system will take us to the material master creation. So there we will have to record it. Say continue. Now see, system has directly taken. This is where I was telling we should not do any unnecessary mouse or keyboard operations. So now I will give some material number ABC XA01. So material number I have given. Now we will have to ensure that all our material masters uses internal as well as external number range. Otherwise, again, system will fail all the master records. So this is the validations that a functional consultant must do. Why? Because I'm giving an external number range. Everyone knows what is external number range. Now, what I do, I'll select the food industry. And then what I do, I will have to select the material type. I'm going to select the material type FERT. So I'll just type FER, and I'm going to directly click on only on FERT, no unnecessary clicks, drags, drops. And then I have to just click on enter. I'm just clicking on enter in my keyboard. Then after that, I should not select, unselect all those things. I should not do. I know that. So for that reason, I want to select only desired view. Why? Because there are only 3 fields that I need to fill, which is there in the basic data. So I'm going to just choose the basic data. Unnecessary clicks I will not do, and I'll say just continue. And then after that, we know that I have to give the 3 fields information according to my client requirement. I'm going to enter the 3 fields information. Now one, this is, I'm going to put something vitamin A, and I'm going to put the piece PC, and I'm going to choose 0001, and I'm going to save the transaction. See, now system has taken everything and it has captured all those things, and system is showing this information, right? Now see here, what and all the fields that I have entered. Now if we go down, see here, I have entered MATNR, material number. So this is the material number. I have entered MBRSH, that is the industry sector. I have maintained MTART, that is FERT, and we have maintained MAKTX, and that is JIX. And are you seeing here? KZSEL. This is the view of that basic data. That is also, it is captured as X, which means I have selected that. So since it is selected, if it is blank, unselect. If it is X, it is select. See, even the click will be captured and it has created this segment. So that is the reason why we should not do any unnecessary. If I do unnecessary operations, again select, unselect, again reselect, all those things will be captured. So to avoid those unnecessary, entries over here, we should not do any kind of unnecessary things. Now see here. So these are the things that we have. So for the same thing, we will have to create one own structure later. So now see here, there is some grayed out area. So now see here, default all. Okay, if you just click on default all, system will again highlight the same things which you have entered only in the this brown color area. Okay, what and all the things that you have entered, those things it will highlight. And if there is any fields which by default has been updated in the transaction, all those fields which is already by default it is filled. So some fields will automatically fill it, right? Say for example, what we say in the account group, we will maintain one field for the customer accounts groups. What is that? That is customer pricing procedure. If you maintain customer pricing procedure in the account group, automatically when we create a customer master, automatically system will maintain customer pricing procedure as one for all the customer masters. So like that, if any information is there, that also will be captured over here. Now see here, default all. See, automatically it is updated, and it is very easy for you to understand what and all. See, the click also has been done, checkbox, so that is checked. And MAKTX. Now if you see this is the description that you have entered, and piece you have entered, and see for the material master automatically NORM. So the item category group will be filled. See, that is also being captured. The one which I was saying, customer pricing procedure, same way this is also captured in the material master. So after you doing this, the most important thing is next we will have to maintain the structure. For that we will have to enter the data elements. We have to enter the data elements. So basically, so for that reason we have to capture all those fields technical names which we have entered. Now see here, so for now let me save this. See, data is saved. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to collect all these things. I'll tell you why we are collecting, because we have to define one structure. So why we are collecting, that we will come to know in a minute time. Say this, all the fields that we need to give as an input, those technical names we will capture, and we will see what is the length of it, and what the value that you can give input, whether it is a character input, whether it is a decimal input, whether it is a date input, or whether it is something else as an input. So now some material group. So we have entered material group also. Now go here and enter this. Now for all these data, what is the data type that we have to verify? Now where you can verify the data types, why it is required, I'll tell you in the next step. For now, see how to collect the data elements. So go to S11 T code, click enter, and under S11, see here you have data types. Now here you maintain, or you can directly go to the database table, say Mara, whichever that corresponding table where you get those fields, because all those fields will be available in Mara. I'll go to display. Now see here, this is the data type. So what is the data type that will be used by each and every field that you have entered? So the data type is C. C stands for character. Now this is character and this is 18. You can double click on this also and you can see here, this is the data type that is used for MATNR is char. Char represents with only C, and the number of positions that you can give, number of characters that you can give is 18. Now this is the C and this is 18 length of that particular field. So 18 character length you can enter in the material master as an input. Now why? Because later we have to create a structure. That structure will capture all the data from the file. So at the time the validation should happen, right? So according to this only, right? Otherwise what will happen? System will throw an error message if the any data entry, if it has material field length more than 18, then system will ignore that. So why? Because that we will give as an input in the structure. So that structure will just ignore that particular data. So for the system to which length and which type of data to be considered for a specific field which we are entering, how system will come to, we have to give it, right? That is the reason why we are collecting. So now next, what is that? So next we have entered, see what is this? That's the reason, MBRSH. Now see, where is MBRSH? If we go down, see there is a MBRSH. Now that is the industry sector. So what is the length? Only single digit. Okay. Now this is also C. Now what you do? I'll maintain this is C and this is one character length, either 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 0 or A B 2 C Z till Z. So only one character is allowed. Now what is that? MATKL, that is material group. So material group is also C character and 9 is the one. So now maintain C and this is 9. Then what is that? MAKTX, this is the description. So go down and see what is the length, because by looking at the field we cannot define, we cannot decide. By looking at the table structure we can decide. Now see here, where is that? MAKTX, go down, go down, go down, say control F, and what is that? MAKTX, MAKTX, click on enter. Not there? How come? So okay, material description different table, huh? MAKTX, MAKTX. Okay, fine, no problem. So MEINS, go here, say control F, control V, click on enter. So we have got MEINS. So that is unit. This is what? This is the unit. So for this, unit is nothing but what we have to say, double click on it. So what is this? Unit is nothing but what we need to take. Unit is also, I think it is C only. So the number of positions is 3. What is this? MEINS. Okay. So unit, it is also a character. So now I'll put it as C, and this also I'll say 3 length. And What is this? MAKTX description. I'll say C, and description length how much, that we will see. That is also characters only because description, right? So then what is the other one? MATKL. So control F, MATKL, which is material group. So material group MATKL 9. So MATKL is also 9. MTART. Let us cross verify. MTART, enter. So MTART is 4. MTART is 4. And MAKTX, control F, MAKTX. Okay. Now go back and see here, data type is there na. Generally the field name and data type may be same generally. So in standard MAKTX. So click on display. Now see, it is a 40 character. So basically the data element name and the technical name of the field, okay, will remain same. So this is how you can find it. Is also C character and 40 length. So C and length is 40. So 40 characters length you can fill it as a text information, and this is also C only. Now see here, MATKL, right? Now you go back, same thing you can do it, or other entry here. So MAKTL, click on enter. Now see, okay, MATKL. Did I enter the correct one? MATKL, click on enter. See, now this is also character only, and this is 9. So like this, from here you can decide. So MAKTL. Like this we have to collect the information. Now after you clicking on default all, after setting this, so it is already selected, then we must save the configuration here. So data is saved. Now what you do, just go back. So then again here you no need to do anything, say go back, and again what you do, save over here, save it, and again go back. So now see, object attributes we have maintained. So what method, whether it is a recording, which fields, which values we are entering, those things we have maintained in the object attributes. So mainly recording, everything will come under object attributes, and which method you are using it to upload the data. Then maintain source structure. This is what I was telling. Here we have to define the structure. So when we define the structure, the database table also is the one which will hold the data. Now if the structure also, when you are maintaining the structure, at the time you will have to provide all these things. Say for example, if the data is exceeding with this particular field length, how the database table will store? It will ignore, right? So for that reason, whatever the structure that we create, that structure also will have the same characteristics. Why? Because the file data will be fetched and placed in this structure only during the runtime, and for each and every data it will go and store here, and for each and every data that is stored in the structure, for that it will pick one line of data and it will create the master data accordingly. So that is the reason why the structure that we create must be similar or equal to the database tables where the data is going and storing after creating the master data. So now what we do, we will go here and execute after selecting it. So as I mentioned, always it will be what? It will be in display mode. To go to the change mode, we need to click on this toggle. Then see, all these things have been enabled. All these things have been enabled. Now what we need to do, we have to create the source structure. So create the structure. Here we need to click on create structure. And what is the name of the structure? You can give it anything. So you can put it as source structure, CTURE, source structure. And the same thing I'll give description also by removing the underscore here. Now I say continue. See, the source structure has been created. So here we just need to create the source structure. That's it, nothing else. Now you can refer to the notes also. Now see here, in the initially we have entered in the step 1 all these things. mm01 we have created it, and we have done it. And second step, what you need to do, the source structure name may be different, so name may be different. So this is the name, so only name, create and save it, give the description and save it. This is the second step. Then what you need to do, go back and see, second step is completed. Then maintain source fields. This is where we will have to maintain the fields that we have collected here, the same fields that we have collected here. So these fields we will have to maintain. So how to maintain these fields? Let us see how to maintain the fields. Now see here, now let us maintain these fields in the structure, because now the structure we have just created the name of the structure and given the description, but there is no fields in that particular structure, right? So for that reason we have to maintain, say execute it. Now for this, to enter into the fields into the source structure, you can first, what we need to do, we need to go to the change mode, and then what you have to do, you can say here, and you can go to the create fields in this particular structure, select it and click on create fields. Now see, system by default it is showing. So what is the field name? What is the first field? MATNR. I'll say copy this, go back, and I'll put the material, and I'll go back, and next what is that type? See here, field description, that is okay, not need to worry. Field length is how much? It is 18 length. Field length is 18. And what is the type? Is character only. Now what you say? Just say continue. Just say continue. Now see, MATNR. So the field has been selected. Now again, if you want to enter like this, you can enter one by one, or if you have many materials, if you have what? Many materials at once only, you can define all the structure fields characteristics. How you can do it? Click here and see here, there is something called as table maintenance. So if you click here, system will give you the option like this. Now see, we have already maintained in this structure, we have already maintained one. Then rest of the things you can just copy paste also. It will be easy for us to maintain at once. See, like this, you can copy paste, click on enter. Now see, in the structure, how many things are there? So many things are there. So for MATNR also, if you want to put the material master, let me maintain MATNR, click on enter. See, it has taken the material here, right? By default, whatever the MATNR, whatever the description is there, that has been taken. Now what you do, say save it. You must save this configuration and then go back. So why we have creating this structure? This structure we have created because whatever the text file that we hold here, let me save this first. So both the places you have to save. In the structure while you entering also you should save, and here also you should save. Now see, why did we create that particular structure? Because when we run the LSMW, at the time system, SAP will fill all this data that is there, thousands of data that you maintain here will get stored over here. So now if you have placed more than 18 characters here, when we do the validation of the data, system will say that there is a faulty data in this particular file. So what is that faulty data? That faulty data will be shown by the system. Then you can go back and you can correct the file, and again you can load the file. Now, on what basis this structure will validate? On the basis of this length and the type of input that has to be given for that. So validation also will be happen by the system. That is the reason why we have created this structure. Now this step is done. Now you must save in the both places while you are entering this structure fields as well as coming back and save. Now say go back. Now see, 3 steps we have completed. Then what we need to do, we have to maintain the structure relation. Where relation? You have done recording, right? So recording and the file data. So you did recording. A recording has remembered the fields, which field, what you entered, and this structure will hold the data. This hold data that is being held will pass it on to the recording that you done it. So for that reason, you have to do the link between the structure which holds your data and the fields which should be filled according to your recording. So for that reason, that relationship must be established over here. Now what we do, say execute it. Now see, system is automatically has done the source structure assignment for your material master screen recording. Why? Because as we discussed, whatever the data that is here in the file, it will keep it in the structure in the while running the program, and at the time after that program will run. When the program is going on and running, at the time system will try to invoke mm01 for every data that is there in this structure, and it will have to create. So where it has to enter the same recording where you have done in the same fields in the same sequence, it has to enter the data one by one, and it has to create a materials. That is the reason you will have to link the recording fields with your structure fields, because the data that is there in the file will be storing in this particular structure, and this structure will pass record by record for this particular fields which you have done recording, and it will create and it will save, create, save it, create, save it, create, save it, create, save it, like that it will happen. So that is the reason why we have to do the assignment. Now it has done default assignment since there is only one file. There are some cases where you may need require to pass different structures, 2-3 structures also you may pass. You may have 2-3 different files also at the time. If it is not there, how to do that? Now see here, first go to the change mode. So we are in change mode now. You select this and you delete the relationship. So this will be deleted. Now, if it is like this, then how you have to establish the relationship? Again, click on this and click on relationship. So it will get. If you have multiple files, it will show you one by one. Whatever you want to choose it, you can choose it. Since there is only one file, so it is not showing. Now what you need to do? You must save the relation. Then what you need to do? Just go back. That's it. Now, so structure relationship has been established. Now what you need to do? Maintain field mapping and conversion rules. This is where. So according to our client needs and requirements, consider that. Let us open this file. So in the legacy system, they are having the names, okay, like this, okay. For all the material numbers, they have maintained it as A1234 something something. So now for this material numbers, they want to prefix. Now let us remove this data. A remove. Let me remove A. Okay. A is not required. Consider that their material master numbers are like this in the text file. So we haven't, till now we didn't upload, na? So we can do the modifications, no issue. Now I have saved it. Now they want the DSM should be prefixed for all these material masters. So that conversion we will do it here. Conversion name we will define here. Then the factors we will maintain in the next step. Now before we deciding the conversion factors, let us proceed with this step and then we will see. Now see here, maintain field mapping and conversion rules. Now I just click on execute. See, system is showing all the structure fields, and here we want to maintain the conversions. Now see here, first material is this, right? Now see here, I'll click here and we are in which mode? Display mode. Let me go to the change mode. We are in change mode. Now what I do, for this material we have to do the conversion rule. What? For every material number, it should prefix with the name DSM. Now see here, go here, select this material and see here in the top there is rule. You just click on that rule. Okay, when you click on that rule, so what you need to do, basically whatever the material numbers are there in the legacy systems, for that material numbers they want us to do the prefix their client name, which means our client name, which is DSM. Now what you do, so select this material number, click on this rules and see here there is something called as prefix. Select this and say continue. When you say continue, automatically a little piece of program will be generated by the system. Say continue. And then assign a source field list. Oh, system is telling that I need to assign the source field list. So basically, what are the source fields that source fields list also system is trying to assign me. Now see here, for this one, what is the source field? Now, first thing is, this is recording. This is the one. So what are the source fields from the structure only? Now I'll click on this and I'll click on source fields in the application toolbar. Let us see what will happen. First, I'll do at once each and every material how you can do that also I'll show you. Now I'll click here and I click on the source field. Now see, system is showing that what is your source structure. This is basically recording one. For the recording fields, you are linking the structure field to your structure. You are linking the structure field to your recording material. This is where system will identify in the structure MATNR, what is the value is there, that value is to be passed only the recording material number MATNR or not. This is where system will identify. Yes.
So here, actually, in this pop-up, it is considering that notepad we have, whatever we have
Exactly. The
kept.
structure, yes,
Okay.
right. The structure which we have created, from that structure, see here, source structure. We have given the name for the source structure only. So whatever the structure will have all the particular text field data will be stored here. So that data that is stored as part of MATNR should be updated to what is the recording field, that is MATNR. So for that reason, we are associating MATNR of structure to the recording of the MATNR, so that the value which will be there in the file, which will fall and sit in the MATNR field, should be updated with the MATNR. Now what I do, I'll just click on this. Now see, it is being linked. Now your recording MATNR is linked with the structure, source structure that you have created. Under that, whatever the value is there will come in the MATNR. The same thing will be pasted into the MATNR field, like how we will enter while invoking the MM01. This is the relation. Now, it is single material how you want to map the source structure field with the recording fields is that like this. Now, if you want to map all the fields at once, you select this particular recording name and then you click on source fields button in the application toolbar. Then position the cursor on the fields. Say continue. So I'll put the cursor over here. So it is asking me to put the cursor on the field. Then I'll click on source field. Now see, system is giving the source field. So I think there is some option.
Yeah, that I
Source field.
wanted to
Yes,
ask
this one.
for.
Yeah. Tell me.
Yeah, that is I wanted to ask. So
Yeah.
each field we need to select, or is there any bulk selection option?
Bulk selection is there. I just let me look into it. So let me cancel
Okay.
this. And if you go here, there is some option somewhere that this is delete source field. Now assign source field. Okay. Do I need to click on this source field? Position the cursor on the field. Okay. If I click here, somewhere it is there. Somewhere some option is there. Not position, rules, no, source field, delete. Okay. Is there? It is there somewhere. Extras, unassigned, restore, automatic field mapping. Yes. So if you go to the right, say if I click here and if I go to the extras and see here auto field mapping. So in this way, using this option, we can do the field mapping automatically. System will propose, and whatever the system proposes, that we can evaluate and we can proceed. Now click on auto field mapping. Some settings which will be given, standard settings, whichever the settings that is there, that is okay for us. Say continue. Now see here, system is proposing for MBRSH, okay, in the recording field is associating with the source structure MBRSH. Is it correct? 100% mapping is done. Is that okay for us? Yes, absolutely. Why? Because the source structure, whatever the data is there, that MBRHS data should go to the recording MBRHS. That is this. So it is 100%. So is completed. So then if you want to accept this proposal, you can accept. If you don't want this to be done, you can refuse and manually you can do it, whichever the you want. Now what is it? I'll say accept the proposal. Then see, again it is showing for MATNR. So for the MATNR also it is same only. Now what is you? I'll accept. See, MTART and MTART, not MATNR. MTART, same accept proposal. Then again the next field. What is the next field? That is MAKTX from the recording to the source structure MAKTX. Everything is fine. Accept. And from the recording MEINS, base unit of measure. So from here source structure base unit. This is the mapping. This is how system will recognize and place the data into the respective fields. Now accept the proposal. Then again MAKTL. So again this accept the proposal. Now it is done. Auto field mapping is completed because those are the only fields that we entered. See, automatically it has been highlighted. Now if you see here, there is a checkbox KZSEL_01 basic data 1. This also has to be selected, right? So for that reason we have to set this to 1. We have to set this to what? 1. So for that, sorry, not 1, x means select. Now I select this and I go to the rules. Now see here, constant. If we say constant, it will set the value of the field to x, which means that is selected. Say continue. So here we have to set the field to x. Blank means unselect, x means select. Now say continue. Now see, this value is x, which means system will go and click on basic data 1, then it will select that particular view only. Like that, if you want to create or if you want to maintain the data in different tabs, you have to select different things as x like that. Now this is the mapping which we have done. Now what we do, let me save this first. Then after that, did we maintain any conversion factors? Not maintained. So now field, when we try to maintain the conversion factors, at the time system asked us to map the fields, source fields first, then after that do the conversion factors. Now see here, now according to the client requirement, what they need to prefix DSM for all the material masters, right? Now where is the material master? This is the one, right? Now let us try to go to the conversion rules. Now see here, I'm going to click on this rules and we need to prefix for each and every material master. We have to prefix what? DSM. So select the icon, radio button, say continue. System will ask what is the value that you want to prefix or characters that you want to prefix. That is DSM, right? Then what you do? Say continue. See, automatically some code has been written. Concatenate DSM for the source structure that MATNR. So DSM will be concatenated, will be added before typing, picking the material numbers everywhere, every time. That is that. So like it will insert DSM over here. That is the conversion.
What is DSM? It's a project name, right?
Generally I have given. See, generally we have taken DSM as a client.
No. Why? No. It means why we need to choose DSM here? Because
it's a client requirement. Client told that. So in the legacy system, they have maintained the material numbers as the numbers digits like this only. But somehow they want to show their material numbers starts with DSM in SAP system.
okay.
So that is their requirement. Just that is their viewpoint. We don't know. That is a requirement which is given. So accordingly, we have to update, right? But when the data is being taken from the legacy system, it will come like this only, right? So here, this is the configurations that we need to do.
So if we don't choose DSM, that also okay, right? Here.
Yeah. Not a problem. I'm just showing you so that you will
Okay,
get to know as to how the things will. If you don't use any prefixes, it will exactly give the same number. Say
okay,
client says that exactly ditto numbers we require it, no prefix, nothing.
okay.
So exactly same number only will be taken, and but we will have to ensure that these materials with these numbers are not available in the system. Of course, in the production server it will not be there because only configurations will be there, no materials will be there. So that is the reason we have to look at the standard material masters which are created. So that the numbering and all we should take care of it. So now that is one kind of conversion requirement. That is the requirement for them. Now say for example, there is a material type. Okay, the material type HAWA, which is trading material. Say some name is there, but they do not want this. In place of this, they want ROH something. So they will not do no, they want it so like that. So we cannot do anything. So now say if that is the conversion. Say for example here. Say for example for them, the Hava material they have maintained it as okay ABCD. Okay, now this ABCD is what that they have maintained in the legacy system, but in SAP ABCD is there, not there na. So in SAP system ABCD is nothing but Hava material na. So we will tell them, see, the trading material, you have material type, you have put it, okay, forget about ABCD, TRADE, this is what that they have maintained. Okay, so TRAD, this is the material type that is being used in their legacy system. But in SAP system, trading material is nothing but Java, right? So now what we do, we have to do this TRAD conversion to HAWA. Now what we do, we will convert this TRAD to Java. So how to do it? So we have to identify where is the material type. So this is the material type, right? So for this, we have to apply the conversion rule. Now say here, click here. Now what is this? Translate, suffix, concatenation, transfer, replace. Transfer means exactly as it is it will do. Translation, no. Okay, so for this we have to maintain our own user defined. So where is that transfer? See here, user defined routine we have to maintain. Okay, user defined routine. So if you choose the user defined routines for that, then those things can be implemented in the next step only. Now say user defined routine for this. Now what we do, say continue. So here own selection, you choose it and you put something here. Say what you need to put. So select user defined routine for target fields. So now I'll put some name. So okay, say change, okay, replace material type. Replace material type. Now what I do, I'll click on continue. I'll click on continue. So this we can implement only in the next step. So what we do, let us say save it. Now what we do, go back after saving. Then see here, maintain fixed values, translations and user defined routines. So these things we have to do it in the next level only. Now what we do, we'll click on execute. Now see here we can maintain it. Now we are in which mode? We are in display mode. If you want to go to change mode, okay. So we are in create entry. Okay, we are in 1 second, change mode only. So click on this and we no need to again create it. We will edit it because the name is already created na. So DSM project user defined routine is there, routine name is already there, we no need to create the routine, we have to just change it. Okay, what we do, we will click on change, entry cannot be processed, close it. I think we have to choose this one, replace material type, this is the name which we have given. So select this one and click on the change. Now see, system is giving some interface for us to write some kind of small piece of code. So what is this, see, automatically it is given using input. So I mean it is like a variable names, system is automatically promoting the variable names. So input p input, output p input, so using what that is input, so changing to what it is this. Now see, for example, if mm, p underscore out output is equals to what is there in the text file, trad. If it is trad, so that is this. If it is output, okay, one second. Okay, if p underscore in, which is this is the input, right? If p underscore in equals to trad, then what should happen is here p underscore, observe this, p underscore output should be equals to HAWA. HAWA. So else I just clicked on enter. Else p underscore output is equals to p underscore input, then end if. So basically what it says is, let me check the syntax error. Click here, again click here, no errors found. Okay, we have to put this. See, I'll explain you what it is. I'll say save it. Okay, so data is saved. See here, updated as saved. Now see here, what is this small piece of code does is, if input trad, so FERT, when input is giving FERT, is it a trad? No. So now, so what happens, output is equals to input. So in the field also it will fill only FERT only, because output field, recording field also should be the value of input only. When if the input value is not trad, this is not trad, so now, so this will not be changed, then what will happen, so else case, so output is equals to input, so the recording field will get only same value. Now next time this will take this recording, if p is equals to trad, it is trad, yes it is trad, then what will do, it will execute this value, not else. So output is equals to Hava. So now what will do, this trad will be replaced with Hava. Now again trad, so again input is trad, then what it will do, it will execute this one and it replace with Hava. Again trad, so trad execute and change it to Hava. Then roh, is input is trad, no, so then it will execute else case. Now what is the output that should be given, as input only, so roh only it will given. So like this the conversion factor will apply for this. Now trad will be created as haw. Now how, again here, where even though if it takes Hava, this 7 is not there, so this record will anyhow fail. Okay, but these two things it can be passed. So how it will do, result that we will see at the end. Now what we need to do, we have to save it, it is already saved. So after that we need to go back. Here we no need to save, it is anyhow grayed out. So the entry has been changed. Then you go back. Then specify the file. So which means the file name we need to specify in the SAP system, not the file name that you have given here. This file can be different and the file name that you give here can be different. Now I say execute. Now see here, what file that we have created? Material master data. And where this file is? This file is in my system, right? My PC. I'm a user. It is there in my PC. Now what I do? I'll close this. Now we have to give this file as an input. We have to give this file as an input. Now the file which you are giving as an input, the file which you are giving as an input, this file can be in the SAP server or it can be in the client desktop. If this file is in the client desktop, that is PC, then you have to choose PC and you have to give the path of your PC and this file can be recognized. Say for example, if this file is pasted in any one drive of the SAP server, at the time you will have to go to here and you have to go to R3 server. Now the file is in my PC, right? Now I will choose the PC, legacy data is in my PC and here I will assign the file. Now what I do, I'll see, go to the display, I'll go to the change mode and now I'll click on the PC. In my PC, it is not in the server. If it is in the server drive is placed, you can go that, but now it is in my PC. Click here and assign. Where is this assign? Add entry. So click here and give the file name. So you can give the file name or you can choose the path, destination. Click here and choose where it is. It is in desktop. What is this name? So I think M something we have put it, right? So let me click here and say M. See, material master data. Now what we do? Click on open. So system has taken. So it is in material master data. File has been taken. Now in SAP, what is the name of that file? So now you can give the same thing or different thing. So master, okay, material master data, material master data, like that only I will give. Okay, okay, upload data or something. Okay, whatever it may be, it can be anything. Data upload something. So data upload. Now what I do? So here we have to specify what is the delimiter. So in the file that you are giving as an input, whatever the file could be, system is unable to recognize easily. But here we have to specify what is the delimiter. Okay. Now see here, it is comma in our file. Say for example, if the same data, if you would have kept it in the Excel file, then you have to choose, instead of comma, you have to choose tabulator. What do you mean by tabulator? The data which you have maintained in the tabular form. So in Excel, whatever we maintain the data, that is in the form of tabular form only. You will have columns, you will have rows. So that is the reason, if your input data would have been in Excel, you would have chosen this tabular radio button. But now we are not using Excel, so we are using the text file with the separated by comma as a separator. So we will choose this. Now if we go down, see here, file structure, field names at start of file. Now see here, if it would have been an Excel sheet, generally, if it is not generally, 99.999% cases, if the data is in Excel, then definitely the headings will be maintained, column headings. If the column headings is maintained and the column headings first row has to be skipped, at the time you have to select this. When you check this checkbox, field names at start of file, which means the first row will be ignored by the system and the data will be taken by the program from the second row of the file, so that the data with header names will not be considered. But for now, ours is not a Excel file. We do not have any headings. It has to take from the first line. So for that reason, we no need to check this. If it would have been Excel, you would have been checked this as well as this. Now that is not needed. Now let me go it. Record, end mark file, ASC, all these things are okay. So these are the main two things that we should specify. Now what we do, I'll say continue. Say continue. See, now it has been entered. Now see here, file, everything has been selected. Now what I do, I will save this particular one. See what it is telling. Name, converted data, max 45 characters, remaining data saved. What is that? What is that file name? Material master data. Is this the one? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think this is 18. More than that file name. Okay. Now let us select this and delete this one. Now I'll click here. I'll again go to the PC. Let me minimize the file length. Okay. Now MATER material data. Click on enter. Go back and select this and then click on create, and you go here and select the file. Go to the desktop and click here material data, say open, and this is data. Okay, data, let it be so much only file name. Now comma separated selected, this is also okay for us. Let me lift to up, say continue. Okay, now the message didn't come. So this particular name of the file should be equals to or less than 18 characters. I have given more than 18. For that reason it has given that error message. Now what we do, save it. Oh, it is something else then. Converted data, max 45 characters, remaining data saved. What is this? Are you getting anything? Any idea? So, okay, SAP so and so, LSMW object so and so, some important interface only accept file names, okay, that have a maximum of 45 characters. All data except file name of the converted data is saved. System response, okay. The procedure, adjust the file name for converted data, okay. Adjust the file name for converted data. So field, what is the file name that we have given? Let me again remove this file, again select it. Okay, is it asking for these file names? I think DSM project underscore. Okay, these file names is bigger. I think not that one. This is the file name. Let us see what happens. Again, that is the reason why it is maximizing also. We will see and we will change it. Go here and create and put this. I think this one, if I reduce it, it may be possible. Go to desktop. So, okay, let me reduce the file name even more. Okay, Windows M. Go here, close this, say Windows M. We will just put it for 2 characters for this. Maybe at the time entire thing may get reduced, entire file name may get reduced. So I'll go here and I'll click on assign and I'll go here. So go here and go to desktop. It's only related to the name of the file. The issue is with the file name. So say open. I'll put here also file name, just I'll give. So now go here and comma separated, this is okay, and click on continue. Okay, now also it will say that. I think so, it may say that. Let me see, save it. Okay, converted data. So this is the converted data, and this file name is bigger. If I double click on it, can I change it? Let us change this to something PRO project sub P01 sub P01, and DSM is there. This also I will remove and say continue. This is the file problem actually. Now we will say save it. See, now data is saved. So this is the converted data file name. It is asking to reduce this particular file name. Now data is saved. So let me ensure by saving it, then go back. See, file has been specified. Then assign the file. So what you do, execute it. Whatever the file that is being specified, we have to assign. Go here. So now see here what we need to do. Go to the change mode. Change mode, the file is already been assigned by default. See, so and so it is been assigned. Say for example, if this is not assigned, if it is like this, then select the structure, because the structure only will hold the data of the file. So for that reason, we have to assign that particular file to the structure, so that the structure will pick the data from the file. So what is that file that you need to assign? This is the file. Since there is only one file, it is automatically picking it. Now what you do, save it, so that when you process it, the program will read this file which you have uploaded, and that file data will be read and it will be stored in this particular structure, source structure. Now what you do, say save it, then go back. Then after that, see, read data. So whatever the data that is there, that data will be read by the program, and it will just remember that. So say execute it. So it will, system will just read the data, that's it, nothing else. So whatever the data that we maintain in the text file, the same data will be picked and it will read it. Then after it reads, see here, one thing we should remember, this is the selection screen to select how many lines of data must be read. So from line 1 to line 5 only it has to read, and it has to keep it, and only for the first 5 lines of data in the text file should be created the master data. That is the criteria. 1 to 1 lakh, 1 to 5,000, that number you can give. Say for example, if you leave it blank, see, we must not save it here. If we save it, it will not take it. So you have to just give the criteria. System will automatically read from the file which you have already given the path in the previous step. Now if you keep this as blank, system will try to read all the entries that is there in the file. So now we need the system to read all the files, right? Now what you do, you just click on execute it. Now see, system has read all the 10 things. Just give me 1 minute, I'll come back. Just 1 minute. Okay, so system has read and all the 10 records are in the source structure. That is what it is telling. Now what you do, once it is read, then just go back. Here we must not save it. Remember this, you should not click on this particular save button, because selection screen we should not save it. Then what you need to do, just go back. Now see, it has been read. Now whatever the data that is being read, whether the same data is properly displaying, system has captured properly or not, so you can display the same data over here. Whatever the data that was there in the text file can be displayed in the next step. Say execute it. System is again asking you from which line to which line you should display the data. So we, for now, we have only 10 lines of data, so it is okay. But in real time, when you load it, at the time you may be having 50,000, 5,000, 6,000, 8,000 and something like that, right? So if that is the case, if you want to display some first 100, next 500 to 800, next 600 to 700. If that is the requirement, at that time you can give from which line to which line, that you can give it. Now what I do, I will not give any criteria, which means system will read all the entries from the file. Now say execute. See, system has clearly read all the 10 files and it has given, see, 1 2 3 4 5, okay, 1 2 3 4 6 7 8 9 50 51 52 53 54. Now see, system has not done any applied any conversion rule. Only system is clearly told that whatever the data read from the file, I will display. Now see here, even this what is that, TRAD. See, this is first character is industry sector, and second four characters are the TRAD. See, the conversion is not yet happened. So why? Because whatever system has read, same thing it is showing. So now exactly it is correct only. Only 10 are there in the file. Now let me cross verify that. Double click on it. See, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10, exactly 10. So at the end, if you see Hawa 3 Hawa, if I go back, see, you have HAWA. So then FERT. If you go back, then FERT. Now, so system has read the data accurately. Now what you do, just go back, nothing to save here, just to see evaluation. Now see here, convert data. Now this is where in the next step all the conversion rules will apply. Now let me again open that particular, where is that, let me minimize this and double click on it and see what and all the conversions we did. This material number should be prefixed with DSM, TRAD should become HAWA, and is there any conversions which we applied? Did we apply any other conversions apart from these two? I think these are the two things we have played. Now let us see what will happen. Close it and I'll go back and I'll execute this. Say execute. Okay. Again here same selection screen. We must not save it. So don't give anything. So system will read entire data from the which is selected already by the system. If you want to display only to first 100, 200, 300, that you are from 200 to 300, that selection you can give, but not required to save it. Now say execute. Keeping blank, system will convert every data of every file that is already been read. Now see, entire thing has been corrected, all 10. See, transactions read 10, records read 10, okay, transactions written means converted 10, and records written also 10. So read, written, converted, again written, which means the converted data we can see in the next step, where see what is the file name of the written one, that is, this is the file name lsmw.conv. so the read file read was this and converted to this particular file name, so sub p01 obj01 something. Now what you do, no need to save anything, just go back. Here we must not save the selection screen, so click on just back, then display the converted data. Now all the materials should be prefix. Where is this materials? Minimize this. All these materials should be prefixed with the DSM, and this TRAD should be converted to HAWA. That was our conversion rules that we applied. Now we go back and display the converted data. Say execute. Now same thing, no need to give anything here. Say continue. Now see, system has added, where is that, mm01, okay, this is here. If you go back, go to the right, so mm01 it is invoking, and see here, for every material it has prefixed DSM material number, and see here TRAD has become HAWA here. TRAD has become HAWA. So there is no issues with any line of the data based on the structure, whatever the data types that we have maintained, and based on that, so everything is fine. So now what we need to do? We now need to do anything over here. So now what you do, just evaluate it, no problem, everything is fine, just go back, no need to save anything. Now you create the batch input session. So to create the batch input session, you just execute it. So automatically system will create the batch input session, then you just execute it. Now see, batch input session, the name, everything is given, so nothing to be entered, just click on execute it. See, one batch input folder with 10 transactions created. Batch input folder with 10 transactions created. Only session has been created. Now say continue. Now see, now you have to run it. So when you run it, at the time system will create the necessary master data for the data that we have maintained. That is this. But the material number will be DSM 12345. So like this. Now see here, let us run it. So basically the batches will be run in the T code SM35. So when we choose this radio button and when we click on run, then system will automatically take the control to SM35. Now click on execute. Now see, so we have gone to SM35 and it is showing this DSM OBJ01. Now see here, system is showing 10 transactions. See, what is happening? Okay, we have not yet processed. See here, transactions, it is showing this. To process it, what we need to do, we have to select this and click on process. That is where your data will be processed from it. So now what you do, click on process. So now here, while you are when you click on process button in the application toolbar, it will give you this pop-up message. So when it gives this pop-up message, you just select the radio button, that is display errors only. So if there is any errors are there, system will display. So now you click on process. See, now no batch input data for screen. Why it is telling like this? Okay, see, basically for this one, the material, so language, this also should be given. That is the reason why it is populating. So okay, fine. So that material type, somebody has meanwhile they have removed this material type. So now I'll just put ABC something. Okay, click on enter. So now it has invoked because somebody has enabled this language options meanwhile while we are doing it. So that is what. So now say yes. Okay, so the industry sector 7 so does not exist. Okay, see, it is showing the messages wherever there is a issue that it is showing and it is invoking, so it is not there. So that is okay, it is stopped. Okay, so now system is showing. So now what you do, you just correct it to something else, say food industry or something, say click on enter. Now again it is asking for this one. So meanwhile when we did it now, at the time somebody has changed something, so that is the reason why system is unable to process it and it is showing. Now say yes. See, again system is showing that material type ABC. See here, we have maintained the material type ABC. So system is telling that ABC is not available. So you correct it. So what you do, you correct it to something else. Say this, but it has to show it in the report. But why it is asking these things? Let us click on it. So it is making us to correct all the information. Now again DSM1 material, so 352. So this text somebody is enabled, otherwise it wouldn't have shown all these things. So it would have created. Say yes. Industry sector 5. Okay, so we have maintained industry sector 5 also. Okay, fine, no problem. See, wherever there is no issue, it is not showing. See, for 8 also it will not show any issue, but only wherever there is a issue, for those things it is populating. So you choose the desired one. Say click on enter. Now select this, something I'm entering. So then enter this, wherever the transactions have been stopped. So those things. Now see, process of batch input session completed. Now see, for the other one, that is this DSM Hava, everything is fine. Wherever there is a no issue, system has not given any problem. So that session over. So exit batch input. Now again, if you want to see /n SM35, SM35, click on enter. So click on enter. Okay, click on analysis. None is selected. What happened to this? Okay, go to in process, go to this. What is happening? What happened to this? It shows status everything, but it is not showing status everything is processed. We can see the statuses also, but why it does not show? Yeah.
That means material created, right?
Material is created,
Material.
that is there, but I wanted to show you the status also along with that. Okay, so let me, yeah, it is created. Now see /o. So MM03, if we click on enter, see it is giving the last material number DSM 12354. If we go here, see here, last one will be DSM 12354. So exactly it is showing the previously accessed number in the system. Now if we click here, it will be 8 only, it will be HAVA only, it will be vitamin, it will be B12 kg01 only. Now if we click on enter, this was created. See, only basic data 1 is there, because we have chosen, we have asked to choose only basic data 1. If I click on continue, see DSM 1 1 2 3 5 4. So what was the problem? 8 was not there. 8 was there. Okay, so mainly because this language, somebody meanwhile, so when we were actually working at the time, somebody made some changes in it, so that is the reason. But otherwise, if we go to the first one, 1 2 3 4 5, so if you go back, so 1 2 3 4 5, so or else I can give the range from here to here. DSM, go here, /n mm /n SC16N, click on enter. If you go to the Mara table, material from this, what is the first material? That is 45 to 54. So if I give 45 to 54 range, 54, if we click on execute, we can see the materials. Only wherever there was an error, those materials only populated as. So the rest of the materials have been created automatically in the background. So this is how the material masters will be created. So basically somebody has done some program changes in that particular text. They have enabled it. So that is the reason initially we have to cross verify.
Okay.
So for
So,
that,
yeah. So, this is no TR generated, right? So, it is directly we can do in peer.
here we can generate now. Now we can generate. So while we are doing this, so none sessions selected. So system is, since it is already processed, for that reason it is not.
No, that means this activity can we do directly in production also?
Yes, same thing we can do production, but we have to take it into the TR, because this has to be
TR,
trusted, right? So for that,
Yeah,
so
because we can taste or something like.
LSMW. If we go to LSMW and if I say continue, so this is the project which we have created. So for this, to take this into the TR, we have to give all this project, sub project and object, and go to the extras and see here generate change request. So if you click here, then system will ask you the description and say, for example, create it, and you give the description, any description, say LSMW for material master data uploads. Then what you do, you say save it. So TR will be generated. Now if you say continue, so 114 is the TR which is created. If you say continue, so this has been taken, all the configurations that we have done has been taken to that particular TR. So that TR number is 114. If we go to /n SE 09 SC09, it is a workbench request. Okay, if you select the workbench request and if you select this modifiers, if we click on enter, see here 114 is there. Now see LSMW for material master data uploads. Now if we click here, see all the objects that we have stored can be seen here. If I click here, say table content, see all the things that we have entered. If we click one by one, see DSM project 01. If we click here, DSM project 01. If we click here, see all the things that we have entered. See DSM project. If we click here, project something, all the conversions, whatever we done it, all those things we can see. Go down. See all the things are updated here. So these things you can, what you do under this project, what and all the things that we have done will be updated. Now what we can do, you can transfer this after releasing it. So you can transfer it to quality system, there you can test it, and again after that if you have no problems, then you can move it to the production and then you can do it. Apart from this, you can take the all the configurations into the file also. Now see here, if you go to /n LSMW, same T code, if you go there and if you say continue, and see here, if you go to the extras and see here export project, if you click here, the entire configurations will be taken to the file. If you say continue, see this is taken into the file. So system is taking all the configurations into the file. So file you can export from here, and from the production server same file you can transfer it to the and you can import the same configurations in the production server. Same coming to LSMW and go to the system and import. Now I'll first export the file and show you. So go to the, see here there is a export icon. So after entering, choosing it, you click on export, then system will ask you the destination. Now see here LSMW so and so something something export. Now what I do, I'll put it somewhere in the desktop. So I'll put it in one new folder, any one folder. There is that new folder, under this rebates IDOC so and so. Now what I do, I'll say open this. Now see mapping rules exported successfully, say continue. Now if we go to that folder, say new folder, where is new folder, under that rebates, see we have LSMW R3. If we double click on it, see all the configurations we have done is being exported to this, and this file, same file, you can log into the production system and you can import this file, then all the configurations will automatically come, no need to change anything. So how to import it? Same way, go to /n LSMW, click on enter and say continue. And since this configurations is already in place in this system, I cannot import. But how to import it? Same way, give the project whatever the details. These things also not required to give. Okay, go to extras, and see import project. So automatically all these things will be filled and that particular configurations will be imported to the destination server wherever you have logged in. So here I cannot import it since it is already exist.
Yeah, two questions here.
Yeah.
We have configured all these things. Okay.
Yes.
So now after moving production, after some days, if business wanted to load more material, then can we do with the same configuration, or again we need to do the new LSMW?
No, we can do it the same as long as there is no changes. If the changes
how
are
to
there,
do?
if the changes
So
are
how
there,
to?
see,
Okay.
if the changes are there, same project, same thing, right? again click on execute. Again, you go back to the respective step. Say, for example, if you want to again assign the
So
file,
all step we need to perform all step again.
No, see, from here only you can choose the file, whichever the
Oh,
file that
from
you want.
this, okay,
From this. Say, for example,
okay,
if you
okay,
want to map the conversion rules and all these things, wherever you want to change it. But from here to here, you have to perform the steps, because again the file, because data will be changed.
Correct.
Obviously, because it is a master data, transaction data, whichever it may be, data will be changed. So all these things should be performed, and this is just 1 minute time actually. So if the file is changed like that, even in production also, what happens in the production also, you will choose the file, right? So that file will have the real data from the legacy system, and on the basis of the real data from the legacy system, you will prepare this file. This is just a test data, and through that whatever the data that will be created, it will be the real data which will be used for the business operations by the end users.
Okay, so we need to directly go to the specified file, and we need to perform the remaining step. Okay.
So we no need to do any configuration activity over there. So we have
Okay.
again, if some or the other conversion rules, these things to be done, we will not be having access to production. So again, we have to come back here and we have to make the changes, take that into transport request, transport it, and then again they will perform the activity, and accordingly the changes also will be applied to those files.
Okay.
Yes. Fine. So that is how it is. So we can do two ways. One is to transport request or file export and import. That way also we can do that. Okay. So any other question?
No, nothing.
Yes.
Okay.
So I'll share.
Anyway, yeah. Please share it.
Sorry.
Okay. Please share it. Yeah.
I'll share it. I'll share it by 1 hour. Okay. From now.